When it comes to dealing with pressure, flying around the world, things have to go well, or business, and you're sorting stuff out. What's been your mechanism to deal with pressure?
Well, dealing with pressure on flying, see, most of my flights have been solo. It's really good if you've got pressure to be able to bounce the problem off other people. And that's why in business, I've always had a top group of management. And even though I'm the ultimate dictator, I've always owned my businesses. I've always had two or three top people who I discuss things with, and sometimes I don't even follow my decision. If the others have a different view, I'll quite often accept what they say because that's being sensible. But on the solo flights, the way I cope with pressure is I got frightened. And getting frightened normally makes you be a lot more careful. And at different stages, after that terrible flight across the Atlantic in the terrible weather where the weather nearly closed in on me, when I eventually finished that leg and landed in Iceland, I remember thinking, well, I'm going to give up the flight here. It's too dangerous. I won't go any further. But I was thinking of some excuse I could make up to tell the media why I wasn't going to come on. And I walked into the coffee shop at the airport in Iceland, at Reykjavik Airport, and I had a cup of coffee, and there was a ray of sun. It had been bad weather the whole way across, but a ray of sunlight came down and was shining into the coffee shop. And I remember thinking, oh, maybe it wasn't too bad. Maybe I'll just do the next section and get as far as London, because that meant I would have had the first helicopter solo across the Atlantic. Quite an achievement. And so my flight was like that. It was very much pushing myself on when I got frightened, and adventuring is one form. Running businesses is quite different. You're not normally risking your life when you're running your business.
Yep.
But my suggestion is ask advice when making the decision, then get some close people around you who you can check that that's the correct advice, and then make your decision and stick with it, sort of thing. I've never had problems in making tough decisions. I've always been able to do that.
Yeah, because someone that maybe is fearful to move forward or to try something and then they step away from it. Because I found with my diving too, like whenever I go up on the platform every day, you're constantly faced with concerns, fears, because things can go wrong, just like in a helicopter that maybe aren't outside your control, but just by doing it anyway, and just pushing through the fear and having a crack, like you just never know the positives that can come through.